August 12th, 2020. Think Factory Show Concept. Untitled Carole Baskin Project. Later this became Carole Baskin's Cage Fight. Carole Baskin, you know her from Netflix series The Tiger King. She's the owner of Big Cat Rescue and the target of Joe Exotic's vitriolic tirades and violent actions. Much attention has come to her since the release of the docuseries. Not all of it good, but that doesn't faze her. She's no stranger to being the target of hateful attacks. Why? Because she and her husband, Howard, are fighting a 20-year war against vicious opponents who profit from the pain and suffering of big cats, and she won't let anything stand in her way to stop the abuse. The backstory. Activists dedicated to big cats, the Baskins have worked for years to outlaw the pay-to-play industry, which takes cubs prematurely from their mothers to be passed around to paying customers. It leaves thousands of tigers languishing in captivity once they're too big to cuddle. She's attempted to help solve the problem created by breeders by saving tigers, lions, and other exotic cats from the circuses, basements, roadside zoos, and other miserable situations. Big Cat Rescue is one of the world's most prominent animal sanctuaries, and as a globally accredited sanctuary, her rescue does not breed, buy, or sell animals, and does not allow the public to interact with the cats. PETA, the Humane Society, and the World Wildlife Fund all endorse Big Cat Rescue and the work the Baskins are doing. Numerous celebrities have joined Baskin in her big cat cause. Joaquin Phoenix, Rooney Mara, Eddie Falco, Iggy Pop, Kim Basinger, Ruby Rose, Glenn Close, and Angelica Houston are among some of the notable people who have publicly expressed their support. The new focus. Carole has found that rescuing these animals isn't enough, so now she's fighting to cut the problem out at its root. She's on the finish line with her bill, the Big Cat Public Safety Act, which aims to end the private ownership of big cats and ban public interaction with the animals at zoos. If that succeeds, the criminals profiting off these establishments won't go down quietly, and enforcement will be hard. The show. In every episode of this mission-driven series, we will follow Carole as she attempts to take down this brutal industry, one piece at a time. From illegal breeders to cub petting operations and roadside zoos, Carole knows them all. If you're on their list, you better watch out. Carole and Howard are well-known agitators in this world, so they have an undercover team who will conduct surveillance missions, complete with hidden cameras, to find out firsthand what is really going on. We'll do a deep dive to dig up the dirt, news articles, lawsuits, judgments, and licenses. These operations will have a rap sheet a mile long, and the team will put it all together to paint a not-so-pretty picture. The team will bring back the damning details for Carole and Howard to review with their expert eyes. This will amp up the critical nature of what is happening and give us a clear picture of why things need to change, now. From here, every case will have a different path to closure. No matter what, we will set a clear and urgent plan into motion and drive to change. Every episode will end with a satisfying conclusion that it is, at the same time, hopeful. After all, the goal of the show and Carole's life work is to put herself out of business. This is the write-up for the show concept as we see it. We would expand on this and put much more detail in before taking it out to pitch. I do hope it reflects her conversations thus far. Looking forward to your thoughts. Sincerely, Liza, VP Development, Think Factory. My only suggestion was to change owner to founder, but Howie had more to say, of course, and I agree. I think this is Howie's note. My thought about involving other sanctuaries may have come to me after our discussion. I'd suggest we talk about part of the purpose being to show the contrast between these awful roadside zoos and true accredited sanctuaries if you think that has merit. Maybe the way to end each segment, per your last bullet point, is with a successful rescue story from a different sanctuary. Each of these sanctuary founders has a unique story. In a sense, they are all crazy, which you have to be to do this. Each has a story of how they started, their struggle. Your call, but the more I think about it, the more I think it could be an interesting juxtaposition of the roadside zoos versus the sanctuaries and a broader battle. Maybe Carole introduces each founder in some way. Maybe at some point you even get them all in a room. Although I fear, like nuclear material, They might reach critical mass and blow up. Signed, Howard Baskin. If you're enjoying my diary, please like, share, and subscribe. You can find other ways to connect to me over at bigcatrescue.org/Carole.Baskin.